Hi, everybody. Ben Raven back here holding down the home base. Kyle Meinke is in Dallas for I'm live.com/Lions today. Whew. Yeah, where to start, huh? Gosh, I know it feels weird saying it. Detroit Lions lose 24-6 and their best defensive showing of the season. That defense really just kind of got wore out and crumbled down the stretch there, which was to be expected after they got put in brutal situation after brutal situation. The Lions led this game 6-3 at halftime and then had 5 second half turnovers. 5 second half turnovers. They lost 3 fumbles. They fumbled 4 times. They lost 3 of those, and Jared Goff threw 2 interceptions. And I know that everybody's probably all ticked off and bothered the wrong way by a couple of those officiating issues and the Lions not challenging, but let's just get it straight. Trayvon Diggs, he intercepted that ball. The Lions can't challenge that play themselves. That's got to come from New York. The CBS broadcast might have confused people. They had me confused for a second, too, saying no official went to the booth on the sideline during that play, but the Lions can't challenge that. That call's got to come from New York on that play. At the end of it, Trayvon Diggs caught that interception. I'm sorry. And then, Brock Wright would have been short of the end zone on that screen pass where he nearly took it all the way for the touchdown, but and the Lions didn't challenge that one. Instead, they kind of rushed to the line, and Jamal Williams fumbled at the 1-yard line. This is how weird of a game this was, guys. Jamal Williams had never lost a fumble across his 5-year-plus career in the NFL. He fumbled twice today, losing one of those. I mean, that's just, that's just on the bright side. I can't go to the bright side yet. It's too dark to go to the bright side just yet. Jared Goff, he's really hurt this team. He hadn't turned it over too much, at least when you're looking at him in years past, but his turnovers have been so costly this season. 3 of them have gone back for touchdowns on the year. He threw 2 picks. That pick to Diggs in the third quarter there, that's a bad decision. That kid had 11 interceptions last year. I think he's already got 3 this year through 7 games. He's an interception machine, and you leave it low and slow for Josh Reynolds. I mean, that's a bad decision. And then the fumbles really got Goff late with the pressure down the stretch, with the game pretty much out of reach, with the Lions trailing by double digits. But still, I mean, that was disgusting. 5 second half turnovers. And I know people are probably going to be ticked off with the officials. They're going to be ticked off with Dan Campbell for not challenging that call there. But the point of the matter is Brock Wright would have been short. Trayvon Diggs made that interception. Jamal Williams can't lose a fumble at the 1-yard line. That's somebody that's never lost a fumble in his NFL career. That, not once. I think he only had 2 or 3 fumbles dropped that his team recovered in his career coming into that point. So it's really hard to sit here and say, oh, you got to challenge that one. He would have been short, and you have to count on your guys. Jamal Williams never lost a fumble before. He's got to score. He's got to at least not lose the ball there. It's just what a weird day. Because Jared Goff, 21 of 26 with 2 interceptions, 228 yards. Gosh, Amon-Ra St. Brown went down early, took that heavy shot to the back of the upper neck, lower head. He was ruled out after getting evaluated for concussion. So he's had a brutal goal. He's an absolute stud, St. Brown is, but he's had a hard time staying healthy this season. And gosh, this offense just kind of, they just lack a certain punch. I mean, props to Ben Johnson for getting a little creative, working Khalif Raymond into the rushing attack, working Khalif Raymond into the passing attack more. You got to use that speed when a playmaker goes down. You got to find something. They weren't just going to go toe to toe with the Cowboys today, and that kind of showed up down the stretch. But let's talk bright side, and then I'm gonna check the comment section. I don't know why I'm gonna do it myself, but I'm gonna do it. Jeff Okudah had 15 freaking tackles today. The Lions had a fantastic day stopping the run for 3.5 quarters until their defense finally started to break down, crumble, and get tired down the stretch after the 5 second half turnovers. I mean, that's a brutal spot to be in. That's a brutal spot to put in. Sorry, I just looked at the comments for a second. That's a brutal spot to continue to put your young, struggling defense in. I know the score reached 24-6, but that defense held it down. Okudah was flying around the field today against the run. 15 tackles. I know it's the classic Lions thing since I've been on the beat. This is my 4th season now. Okudah had a couple nice plays in pass coverage today, too. It wasn't perfect, but he was solid there, too. It was probably his best game as a pro, and I know that gets overshadowed in an 18-point loss as the team falls to 1-5 on the season. Yeah, that's the first time saying that out loud. I understand the disappointment. I understand the frustration. This team just cannot catch a break when it comes to the injuries. The team cannot this team, I mean, Dan Campbell was asked what the difference between his rebuild and the New York Jets and the New York Giants and Minnesota Vikings. And I mean, I know it's a boring, coachy answer, but the Lions haven't been closing games out. They haven't been closing plays out. They're not making the plays they need to make. I mean, I almost forgot about the kid, Aiden Hutchinson, the rookie. He was credited with a sack and a half today. He probably his best game in the pros, too. I know he had the 3 sacks against Washington, but Hutchinson was going against a couple solid offensive linemen today, and he really was in the backfield a lot, had a sack and a half, finished with 3 tackles. I mean, yeah, there was a couple solid defensive plays today. I mean, it wasn't all great, but Kirby Joseph could have had an interception or 2, but he comes up and makes that big hit near the end zone. The Lions force a turnover backed up inside their own 5-yard line. I mean, the defense gave the offense chances today. That's the best way to put this game. I mean, the Lions have not scored a touchdown since the 4th quarter of that Seahawks game. They got shut out heading into the bye, and they settled for 2 field goals today. Michael Badley made both of his kicks today. Nothing spectacular, but hey, the Lions have a kicker. They're not afraid to use him, and he made both of his attempts. But 5 second-half turnovers. In a day that most of the focus coming in was on Dak Prescott returning. I mean, it was that Cowboys defense. It was Trayvon Diggs making one heck of a diving interception. It was Sam Williams all over the place. Micah Parson had the strip sack late. Sam Williams had a strip sack late. I mean, we talked about this dangerous defense all week for a reason. I mean, Jared Goff's decision-making was going to be a key in this game, and that throw to Josh Reynolds that got picked by Diggs was a bad decision, and, there wasn't much of a read on that second pick. I forget who made that second. Oh, Jordan Lewis, a former Michigan standout that got hurt on that play, but that was a terrible read there too, and those fumbles. I mean, 5 turnovers. You're not going to beat the Lions fans have heard this for years, but a good team does beat that Cowboys team today. The Cowboys gave the Lions a ton of chances. Like I said, Lions led 6-3 at the break, but 5 second-half turnovers and just a beat-up, tired defense in the 4th quarter. I mean, something broke. That's what broke. I'm going to roll through some comments, see if there's any connection. What's this? There's no viable quarterback option on the market right now. That's going to be a conversation come the draft. And right now with the Panthers, let me double check that before I talk about if the Panthers beat the Bucks. I mean, the Panthers beat the Bucks. My goodness, the Lions are looking to have an inside track at that number 1 pick 6 or 7 weeks into the season, wherever the heck we are. But that's what the other quarterback options are. There's not just starting NFL quarterbacks on the free agent market right now, but he's not going to lock down that long-term job with 5 turnovers in the second half. I'll say you that. And hey, look at that. Some optimism. I will highlight the optimism. It was the best defensive showing of the season. I know the offense hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 freaking weeks, but the defense woke up today. Aiden Hutchinson, Jeff Okudah. I thought Alex Anzalone, that was a rough penalty he had there. I believe it was either in the red zone or down in the red zone. We got called for that holding, but they did some good things today. Deshaun Elliott did some good things today. I mean, him and Okudah, gosh, they were coming up every other play, it felt like, and stopping the run. There were some good things that happened today. Kirby Joseph forcing the turnover after missing a couple. Those were some good things. That happened. The defense was great. The offense, gosh, losing St. Brown hurt, not having Swift back, really did expect Swift to be available today, just for the record. That really hurt. Those are playmakers. Those are dynamic players that add something to this offense. And I'm not making excuses because this team had every chance in the world. Those 2 interceptions came down the field. That fumble came on the 1-yard line. I mean, you have got to score in that situation, just period. Oh, just looking through some comments here. Yeah, no firm update on Jameson Williams, but they do remain optimistic he's going to play this year for guys looking to get out of here, people looking to get out of here with a little optimistic feeling. He hasn't returned to practice. He hasn't practiced. I've not seen the kid put a Lions jersey on and run since he was drafted, but they are optimistic he plays this season. And my goodness, he should breathe some life into that offense because, I mean, you saw they were trying to get Khalif Raymond and some of that speed, agility, and slipperiness involved in the attack today. And it just, they kind of, yeah, I feel you. Oh, there it is. Wait until next year, I guess. Oh, man. No, I know. 1-5. Listen, I know the first 6 games on the schedule were tough. There's no gimmies on the schedule at all, but did not see 1-5 happen. I did not see 1-5 happening. This team has underperformed. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they cannot balance out the offense and defense. The offense is the best thing on the face of the earth through 5 weeks, and then the 2 weeks where the defense slows signs of life, they can't score a touchdown. So, I mean, goodness. But don't go blaming the refs today, guys. Blame those 5 second half turnovers. That I understand the frustration, but this team gave this one away today. A better team wins this game today. That Dallas offense was not sharp. That was not a sharp, efficient machine right there. That they have been all season. They put points on the board down the stretch when that defense got put in bad spot after bad spot. But I'm talking in circles now. But thank you guys for staying active and involved. The numbers on this video are about where I expected after that one. But we'll see you next week. Back home for the Miami Dolphins. Lions are 1-5, and it's Groundhog's Day again. My goodness. I understand the frustration. MLive.com/Lions. If you got any more reading in you, we'll be pounding away, and we'll start the new week tomorrow. Thanks, guys.